Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you 40 and 50 plus ladies out there are practicing your makeup, your colours and your darks. So I've got another look for you today which is coloured. Some orange and a little bit of an apricot sort of look there with a little bit of shimmer on the lid. It's not a cut crease, it's very easy to do, so I'll show you how now. Alright, so I'm going into the palette and I am going to use Ofala, which is a bright orange colour on the end there. And I'm going in with my Morphe 506 small tapered blending brush, very tiny. And what I'm going to do is pop this in the crease, or my crease that I have to actually make, seeing as my eyes are so hooded. So I'm going up higher than my natural crease there. And I am going to go into the outer corner as well. And I'm just using a patting motion just to get that colour in. Now I have gone ahead obviously and put my P.Louise base on, and I just ran over that with my NARS 42, which is a large blending brush, just to tap it, just to set it a little bit, so no product to set as such. So I want this orange to be quite vibrant, and if you don't set the P.Louise it helps with the vibrancy. Alright, so I've got that colour in the shape that suits me for my hooded eyes. I've made sure that that's rounded when I relax my eyes down. And I've taken that colour right into the outer corner here. So I'm just going to take that same brush, wipe off any excess product that's on it. And I just want to go around the edge of that very tiny movements, circular motions, just to get that blended just a little bit, ready for the next colour. If you don't have much space like me, just make sure you're right on that edge where you're blending, so that you're not actually taking that colour up too high. Now what I'm doing here is just back from that outside blend, I'm just going back in with that same brush and just going along that original line that I put that colour in, so it's back from that blend and just increasing the intensity there. Alrighty, so on the same brush I'm going in with Oro, O-R-O, which is a mustardy sort of orange colour. So on that same brush, I just want to go over the top of that blend with this colour, keeping it in the same shape that you created for yourself. So I'm on top of the blend and they're just a little bit further along, so I'm sort of half and half on the blend and half on free skin there. Okay, so MAC 221, and I'm just going to go on the very edge of that colour and blend that just a tiny bit. So not much pressure on the brush, I'm holding it further back than actually what I do to actually get that colour in. And just little circular motions I'm doing at the moment, just right on the edge. Alright, so I want to try this colour Yuli, which is a silver shimmer. So I'm going to go in with that. Just on the lid, no cut crease, on a Makeup Forever 240 brush. It's quite wide and it does pick up shimmer really well. So I'm just going to go in and just create a little bit of a shape for myself with that shimmer colour. Now this is the reason I'm doing my eyes first, because you do get fallout. I don't know where that black came from. So I'm taking that up to just under where that red or that orange colour is, and just out to the edge there. I'm just going to grab that 221 and go back into that orange colour and just place a little bit more on the outer corner there and over the top of that shimmer colour, just to blend it. Alrighty, so I went in, put my lashes on, did some tight lining as well, and I did put my foundation base on. You've seen me do that 1,000 times. You know how much I love these lashes. They're Illamasqua Doe 21, which are great because of the shape of my eyes. I'm very, very hooded. So they're very sort of more sparse here and a little bit more thick here and longer on the outer edges. They're perfect for my eyes, and I can't get them anywhere. They're sold out, all the websites that I've tried. And the website I normally get them from, sold out, so I'm really hoping they're not discontinuing them, because that will be the end of the world for me. Okay, so I've put my foundation on now. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know how much I love my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector for underneath my eyes. The texture's just perfect for the wrinkles underneath my eyes there. And it's a really light pinky sort of apricot colour. So I have been experimenting again with concealers. So far I think on my channel I've used the Too Faced Born This Way, which I don't mind, and then the Tarte Maracuja. I'm still not convinced. I still like my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector for when I go out. I really won't be putting concealer underneath my eyes. It just accentuates the wrinkles underneath there. But today I want to show you Giorgio Armani Light Precision Concealer, I think it's called. I'll pop the proper name in the description bar for you. So I've got two. One's orangey sort of colour, and then the lighter one is more yellow. So they do have a fair few colours. So they're the two colours there on my hand. So today I'm going to be using the one that's got a little bit more orange in it. And I'll pop the colour name for you in the description bar as well. So I'm just going to pop a little bit under here. Now obviously with the orange colour that it does have, or the light apricot colour, it does help with dark circles underneath your eyes. So I'm just popping it where I need it. And then I'm going to go in with a bit of a smaller brush today just to blend. So I'm going to use my Juvia Concealer Buffer Brush. And I'm just going to try and pat that in first up. I don't want to move it everywhere. So I haven't really tested the Giorgio out too much to see how it settles in my fine lines, but that's going on pretty well. And as you know, when I do my complexion products, I do go back in and re-tap that area just to get off any excess product. Alright, so next step is to go in and lighten up highlighted areas. So I'm using my Matte Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. I do like that. I'm going to pop a little bit down further here. A little bit down my nose. And I'm going to go in with my normal brush that I do use for underneath my eyes, Juvia Face Shape 110. I'm just going to bring that up just a little bit. Not right up to underneath my eyes there. And then I am going to go back in with my foundation brush and just blend over the edges. Alright, so I'm going to go into the waterline with the Linda Hellberg eyeliner. This is in, can't read it, I'll pop it in the description bar for you. So just into the waterline with that, and just on the edge, right up into the inner corner there. So I'm just going to go in with my Juvia smudger brush on that brighter orange colour Ofala, and I just want to go along the bottom lash line here and just smudge that. Okay, I'm going to set that waterline as well. And then back in with the 221 just along the edge of that, just to meet up with that outside colour. Now both of my eyes are watering on the outer edges here, so you'll see that the colour is missing. No matter what you do, you have to really dry that area if you really want to get in and get that colour in. It's watered here as well, so if it's not dry, it's not going to take that colour. It just happens to me all the time. Both corners. I'm just going to go in with Ulu, which was that shimmer colour that I put on my lid, and just pop a little bit in the corner, inner corner there. I've just popped some Giorgio Armani bronzer, Liquid Summer. I think the colour's 90, but I'll find out, pop in the description bar for you. So I'm just going in with a little bit of that to bronze up my face. I'm just going to use that Juvia brush just to go back in and just blend in my forehead area. And then for the rest of my face, I like to use my Sigma brush and go over the edges of that bronzer. Alright, a product you will have seen on my channel before is a Pixie Crayon Combo, which I like to go around my nose with and then around my lips. And then I just use the other end of the Beauty Blender, which is slightly damp, just to blend that. So I'm just going to use my Milk Solo bronzer from Too Faced and just do a tiny little bit of contouring of my nose. This is the Too Faced contour brush. So I'm just using the edge, the pointier edge or the flatter edge. And then I'll go back and use the belly of the brush just to blend that out. Just a little bit in the Cupid's bow area, underneath my lips. So I want to show you this Aqua Blush from Chantecaille, which I just purchased. I think it's been around for a little while. This one's in Marigold. So I wanted to try it out. I just want to, oh, it feels so cool on my cheeks. So I'm just going to pat that on first up in the area that I want it in. And then just use my fingers just to blend the edges. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but it feels pretty patchy to me, and it's very subtle. It's very expensive. So I might try a brush next time. So I'm going to go back into the Fenty Beauty highlighter, Diamond Bomb, and with an Anastasia highlight brush, just a touch of this because it is a bit full on, I feel. Once again, I'm going to blend. I do like to keep blending with this Sigma brush. I don't know whether it's taken off a fair bit of that. I think it's taken off a bit too much. That blending didn't work. Alright, so I'll go back in and pop this in and I won't blend it. Try and just blend it with the actual highlighter brush. That's nice. It looks wet to me, which is what I really like in a highlighter. That dewy feel. I think that concealer's held up pretty well. I mean, you've got wrinkles, you're not going to get rid of them, obviously. But I feel like it's doing a pretty good job there. Alright, so I'm going to use a Colourpop Lippy Pencil. I'll pop the colour in the description bar for you. Alright, now this is the first time using this one. It's a Revlon Kiss Cloud Blotted Lip Colour. So it's not a full-on dense and opaque colour. It doesn't have a squeezy top on the top there, that's just for show. So I'll pop that on and show you. to go on without a lip liner, actually, because you don't, if you've got a lip liner, and I mean that's a fair bit of lip liner on there, you're not getting the full effect of the blottiness of the colour. I do like these, that's going on so well, it feels so creamy and soft. I just want to see what a little bit of that Fenty Beauty highlighter would look like in the centre there. Alrighty, so that's the end of the video for today. If you liked my look, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm not quite sure about that Chantecaille blush. I'm a little bit disappointed. I think it's just a little bit too bland and too subtle. And when I go in with my fingers, it just seemed to be a bit patchy. So I'll try it again, like I said, with a brush, see how I go. So I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.